Peace, just want to get on the vibes of being pretentious right quick, because just had a little situation that was an example of showing me like how, you know, like sometimes we'll get in this mode in general, not even just dealing with pretentiousness, where we'll kind of be like, well, why? Like, damn, these type of people keep, manifesting around me or whatever, whatever. But you start to realize that, it has to do, it's all your, in essence, it's all your fault, you know what I'm saying? And they had a guy that was like, he saw my little, thing I'm wearing, my scarf. He was like, oh man, I didn't know if that was a hoodie or not. And basically kind of just giving off a pretentious vibe to start some type of conversation to go in, some direction that, again, that had nothing to do with my hoodie or whatever. But, when that person was like, oh man, I thought that was a hoodie. I was like, oh no, that's a scarf. I was like, it's just a scarf, to just not fall. Because say, for instance, if I would have went into the pretentious vibes, say, for instance, I would have been being pretentious if I would have acted like I didn't know that that was a pretentious vibe. Like, so, feeling that vibe, being pretentious and acting like, oh, this person is still being genuine. Let me see what they want. Like, nah. At that point, it's like answer that question or answer that whatever straight up, if answering that at all, you know what I'm saying? But again, the reason why you be like, oh man, why there's so many pretentious people? Why there's so many people I can't trust? Stuff like that is because somewhere, along the lines, you're not trusting yourself, or with if you got people around you that you feel you can't trust, or if you got people around you that you feel pretentious, that because some way, form, or fashion you've been being pretentious, and where I ain't gonna say where it's fucked up at, but where because we so used to the human moralistic level, it's like, well, no, it shouldn't be like that, type of vibe. But like the truth, the fact of the matter is, so say for somebody coming at you and they all pretentious and stuff like that, you could call yourself trying to fall into the vibe of, well, I'm gonna fight fire with fire and be pretentious as well. Just know that whenever you fall to being pretentious as well, you falling into that vibration, and that vibration is a lower vibration than being authentic, you know. So with that being said, again, you come across somebody like, oh hey, this and that, and being pretentious, being fake, but again, it doesn't do anything but harm your own energy to get pretentious, in that same type of manner. It's like, still be straight up. Because again, the universe always saying yes, that, universe, higher self, God, source is always, our every thought, our every word, what I'm saying, is not being ignored, you know. So that one little second of pretentiousness, will come back around. Like, it's like an algorithm, basically.
I'm just freezing because
But that's basically it, Just caught that vibe where in that moment, because sometimes it doesn't happen to me before, but like, all right, like, oh man, nice. I thought that was a hoodie or something. In other words, all right, what I read on the intuitive vibe, like what my higher self told me, he was just trying to, find some way to try to clown my. And again, as I'm saying this, I'm not trying to point out bigotry and this and that. We ain't, I mean, it is what it is, but that ain't my point or whatever. We not worrying or dealing with that, because for me to even be feeling like, oh man, he was trying to clown my hoodie, like, nah. Matter of fact, that would be me taking another step, back in vibration, another step, towards that lower vibration if I felt like that. But, which to each his own, but, again, because I'm getting back to the example, like when they said that, I could have got to a vibe of like, all right, well, like I could have played the game with them on a fake level, like, oh man, well, it's not a hoodie, but wish it was or this and that, like saying some type of little anything, to try to play back with that pretentious vibe. And it's like, instead of that, instead of opening that door, it's like when you pass, like, oh man, I thought that was a hoodie. Oh no, it's a scarf. And then just shut it down. Because as I said, it was a scarf, and like say for instance, that person was kind of still, like looking back, like it's like, but I with that plain, straightforward type of answer, it didn't leave no room, for the inauthentic and pretentious vibe. Because again, right now, it's very important for us to again start being, more in alignment with our true soulful self, you know, and wherever we at, to the best of our ability is where we at to the best of our ability. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, oh, I'm not where so and so at, or it's like you not again. Different strokes for different folks. We're all on our spiritual growth at different parts. You know what I'm saying? So you're not meant, you're not meant to be growing at that same level. It's whenever it's your time, it's your time. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I say your time, quote unquote, but again, it's just a oh, I should have all my chakras aligned at all times at this point. Like, that. Guess what? If that ain't what it is, then that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't knock yourself or be mad at yourself trying to aim for this, dogmatic vibe of, your spiritual, growth wherever you at. But again, right now it's just important to be as authentic as possible. Close the door on all those pretentious vibes, all those fake vibes. Anybody that you have dealt with that just always make you feel funny when you're around them. It's like I just feel like like no matter how much they smiling, no matter how much, I just feel funny around them. That don't deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Like we know the difference in like whether we pay attention to it or not. Like when we dealing with somebody we really vibe with, there's not even like a point 1% of like I wonder if this or I wonder if that. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, you could just feel the fullness of you know of the authenticity of feeling that person being like you don't feel no hidden agenda compared to with some people. It's like you just feel like something subtly is different from what being presented in essence. So that's just the whole vibe. But peace, happy now. Now is a vibrate, of course. LSU homecoming. Peace, y'all.